The two Koreas are locked in their fourth round of high-level talks at the truce village of Panmunjom today. The South Korean government says the talks are to check on how well South and North Korea are implementing their April summit agreement, dubbed the Panmunjom Declaration, and to discuss the next inter-Korean summit. For more, let's connect to our Unification Ministry correspondent Oh Jung-hee, who's standing by at the Office for Inter-Korean Dialogue. Jung-hee, fill us in.
Jiyoon, today's high-level talks began 2 hours ago. The delegations from Seoul and Pyongyang are now sitting down to discuss how well they've implemented the April summit agreement and how they'll hold another summit in the fall. Now, seeing each other for the first time in a month, the leaders of the delegations, Seoul's Unification Minister Myoung-gyon and the head of Pyongyang's reunification committee, Ri Son-gwon, exchanged warm greetings. They agree the two Koreas are now headed in one direction with one shared goal. Take a look.
Us meeting and talking in a friendly atmosphere like this means that we are communicating. And the fact that we are exchanging our hearts means this could lead to taking actions. The two Koreas have now become very close friends. It's a new era where we can hold hands and go forward together.
We're on the same boat. Just a year ago, we confronted each other amid high military tension. But after your chairman expressed willingness to improve relations with us, projects are ongoing in various fields. I think it's significantly important for us to go forward with same hearts.
So it seems like the talks began in a very warm atmosphere. But Jung-hee, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the prospects for today's talks. I mean, can we really expect to have the date and location of the next inter-Korean summit determined today? Because Seoul's presidential office has been sounding very upbeat recently.
You're right. At a press briefing over the weekend, the nation's top office spokesperson said he expects through today's talks the two Koreas to agree upon the next summit's date and location, as well as the size of the South Korean delegation to visit the North. For now, it's widely speculated the summit will take place later this month in Pyongyang. So if that's the case, then that summit could provide momentum to the nuclear negotiations between North Korea and the U.S., which have stalled over the past few weeks. But we can't be overly optimistic. North Korean state media continued until yesterday to criticize Seoul for joining in with the international sanctions campaign, and Pyongyang could take advantage of today's meeting to officially express complaints towards Seoul. The two Koreas also formed their delegations quite differently, meaning they may have different priorities for today's talks. Seoul has an official from the presidential office hinting it's focused on planning the summit, while North Korea has 3 officials from the economy front, showing it's more interested in boosting inter-Korean economic cooperation. So whether today's talks will be successful and ends with a summit schedule, or whether the two sides will only see stark differences in views on sanctions, really remains to be seen. Jiyoon.